Hello, if you are new around here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Hedi Shah. I'm a body worker and a mindfulness teacher, and I support humans to break free from the construct of today's society so they can create their unconditioned lives. They can turn setbacks into strength, trust their bodies, and experience greater vitality and creativity. We do that through the magics of mindfulness, functional strength training, and postural alignment. This video is part of a three-part mobility video series that supports you into having the tools and the exercises necessary to be able to improve your mobility and go beyond just stretching, and very much prioritizing your ability to control the joint in the body and having that mind-body connection. So in today's video, we will be talking about spine. In the next video, we will be talking about the rest of the joints in the upper body, and then we're diving deep into the lower body mobility exercises the week after that. So without further ado, let's get going.
Nothing is more important than lubricating our rib cage, getting the breathing, the most vital thing in our body, going before we start anything else. Have your hands gently land on your low rib. Start breathing to the side of your ribs, to the back of your ribs, and then slowly exhale through the back of your throat. When your exhale is done, you might notice that your rib is already landed down and in. So see if you can keep that there and then breathe again. And let the breath find other ways to expand you. Maybe you start noticing that the breath is going into your back rib a little bit more. Ideally, we want to avoid breathing into the belly for our warm up on the rib. We want to stay through our diaphragm, getting the diaphragm nicely expanded and giving ourselves a nice relaxed exhale out. If you've got tense neck, welcome to use a pillow to support your neck so you can feel a little bit more comfortable here. We're here for 5 to 10 reps of soft inhale, nice relaxed long exhale out. Let's keep that going. When the exhale is done, lips immediately sealed. Inhale softly through the nose. One last breath in and out. Get into a tabletop position for controlled or segmented cat-cow. If you've got sensitive wrists, more than welcome to go down on your elbows so you're not getting distracted with the pressure of the wrist, so you can fully focus on the movement of the spine instead. So push the ground away from you, and we start moving from our tailbone, moving one vertebra at a time, coming up. If you notice, I'm not moving my upper body when I'm moving my lower body. I'm really focusing and getting my brain to focus on every single vertebrae. And then we slowly go back down, getting into that extended spine, one vertebra at a time, aka cow position. So moving one vertebra at a time. You can always change it up and slowly start from the top to the bottom, starting from the neck, the upper body, moving into the mid-back, down, going into the upper back. We're here for 5 reps for almost all the exercises. Take your time, one vertebra at a time. Move super slowly. Make sure you're not flaring the rib. The movement is happening through the spine, not through the rib cage. And that's one of the reasons we started with the initial breathing. Moving one vertebra at a time, push the ground away from you. If you choose to go on your elbows, the same rhythm applies. You might not get the greatest range of motion on the upper body, but that's okay. Still, you want to find that focus controlled on every single joint. Take your time. The slower you go, the more you're forcing your brain to focus on the movement. We want to get control over the movement of every single joint in our spine. One last one here. Push the ground away from you. Find that nice movement in every single joint in your spine. Well done. Moving on to spine flexion on thoracic spine only. Even though we covered the whole spine, I love the idea of focusing only on thoracic spine because a lot of us have a lot of restriction going on there. So you can use an exercise ball or grab a cushion and hug it. So this is how it's going to look like. You're going to hug the cushions or the exercise ball nice and wide, to an extent that the shoulder blades are beginning to move away from the spine. And we're presenting our hip nice and forward, so we're not letting go of the hip as we start moving the upper body. The hips, the pelvis, and the lower back works as our station, so they're not moving, they're constantly adjust and create more pressure for the upper body to be able to move. So we go down one vertebra at a time, slowly going down, nice and control. And we're slowly shifting to one side, and then we're coming up one vertebra at a time, nice and controlled. Take your time. We're here for 5 reps each direction. We're getting into a nice extended position. And now we're going one vertebra at a time, nice and controlled. Coming down, and then slowly coming all the way up. This is your 1 rep. Now we're going down again, 1 vertebra at a time. Keep presenting that hip forward, finding that space, almost as if you're creating a question mark. So slowly coming up, 1 vertebra at a time, slowly going to the other side, coming 1 vertebra at a time down, control, slowly going up as we exhale. And again, we're coming down one vertebra at a time. Nice and controlled. Slowly going to the side, coming one vertebra at a time. Nice and controlled. Rotating to the other direction. You might hear some cracking in your spine, some opening happening in your spine. Slow control coming up. Slowly going down. Nice and controlled. The slower you go, the more you learn to control it. You're teaching your brain to regain control over the movement. Flexibility is not always about stretching, rather it's about whether or not we can actually control movement in our joint. One vertebra at a time. We're aiming for 5 reps each direction. Take your time, slow control. There is no rush. At the beginning, the exercises might feel like a lot. You might feel like your brain acts confused, but this is all part of it. We're teaching the brain to regain control over the body, neuromuscular control. So take your time. One vertebra at a time. Coming up, nice and control. Here for the last rep.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you check out the free resource 5 Lifestyle Guide to Becoming More Human down below in the description box. You will get beautiful in-depth guide into understanding the basics of nutrition, sleep, movement, and so much more. And please support the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing so I can continue creating more of these for you.